Big one. There we go. Oh, he just spit up a whole bluegill. This is a nice fat chunk. What is up, guys? Travis here with Lucky Tackle Box. And today we're throwing this, this fish just choked this thing. We're throwing Big Bites squirrel tail, a 6-inch squirrel tail, and on a shaky head. This bait was specially designed to be thrown on shaky heads by Jeff Crete. So before I break this down into rigging, retrieval, and location, I'm actually going to read a quote from Jeff about this bait. Okay, so Jeff said, "I wanted a worm that had a tail that stands up. The tail is made to float, just the end of that worm. When I shake it and pull it, whenever I hit a rock, twig, or trash, that's when I'll throw slack in the line and shake it without moving it. The floating tail has a subtle, tantalizing quiver that fish can't resist. They will bite this bait when they won't bite anything else. I think this will be the best shaky head ever made." Now we're gonna break this bait down into rigging, retrieval, location. So this is a finesse setup. So 9 out of 10 times, I'm using a spinning outfit. I start off with a 8 to 10 pound mono or fluorocarbon, or in today's case, I'm actually using a braid backing. So I've got 30-pound braid, and then I've got a uni to uni knot linked up to 12-pound Tatsu fluorocarbon. So in the description box below, I'm actually gonna put a link to my favorite uni to uni knot so you guys can see how to do that. Not necessary, but I like using a braid back because I have a lot of sensitivity, and I can actually get away with heavier line now on my spinning rod because I'm fishing real stained water. I'm around dock pilings and stuff, so I like being able to upsize my line. Then I spool that up on a spinning reel and then a 7-foot medium heavy fast action spinning rod. This gives me the nice power because you gotta be able to have the power to really set that single hook into that fish and control them out of kind of some of this cover and structure, but you need that tip to really feel rocks down there, feel subtle bites, and just have that increased sensitivity that you need to really finesse fish. So a little bit more about the specifics on the squirrel tail itself. It was designed for that tail to float. It's a very, very buoyant tail. And a lot of times when plastics claim that they float and everything, they're more neutrally buoyant. So as they sink, that tail's gonna stay up. But no matter how you fish this bait, this tail has enough to always keep it floating up. And so if you're hopping it along the bottom or just letting it sit there, that tail's always gonna be in there and having a slight little shake on it. And that's where that real finesse technique comes in, because you're gonna be able to really, you're gonna fish it kind of quick, but you can also really slow it down where those hot spots are and you really wanna work those fish over well. All right, so when we're talking about retrieval, there's a lot of different ways to retrieve this. So I can start off shallow, I can work it out deep, and in tules, docks, wherever, but we'll talk about that in location. But I can hop this thing, I can drag it, and I just remember that little tail's always kicking up. So anytime that I feel like I just hit some rocks or maybe I came over some brush, I'm gonna stop reeling it and I'm just gonna shake it. And if I can just shake it just enough that tail's just kind of just doing a little dance down there, if there's any fish there, I'm pretty confident that they're gonna eventually hit that bait. So you can see I've got a little slack in my line. I'm shaking that bait. If I don't get bit where I'm at, I'll just slowly move that bait. I'm pulling it just enough that this bait is staying on the bottom. Because with that little shaky head, I wanna feel out the bottom. Because I wanna know when I hit another hard spot, if I hit some brush, if I hit some rocks, that's when I'm gonna let it stop again and shake it a little more. In this instance, I'm only feeling mud down there, but I know that I'm right next to that. There we go, my line just started swimming off. Oh, look at that. Oh, wow, this fish is tugging. Oh, this fish is tugging. So guys, the reason I stopped and shook it right there is because it was right next to a piling. So I never felt cover, but I know that these fish like to hang around these pilings and stuff as well, and that could be a nice area. This should be, oh, that's a good fish. That's a real good fish. Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. You are a good YouTube video fish. That was cool. All right, guys, nice little fish. And I got to walk you right through that. All right guys, for location, this bait can be used anywhere. That's why it makes it such a versatile bait. And so what I'm gonna do is I have a stretch right now where I've got docks, I've got shade, rock piles, tules, and launch ramps. So I'm gonna go through here quickly and I'm gonna try to catch fish along all these different terrains and kind of do a quick montage, kind of showing you how I fish these different areas and how they can all be productive and fish thoroughly with a little shaky head with this 6-inch little squirrel tail worm. Oh yeah, my line, look at my line running off the deep water. We'll reel down on it, set it. All right. Whoa, he decided he did not want to come in right now. These fish, it's so funny, you can have to, you know, sometimes you need to finesse these fish out, so you need that like slow approach, but then when you hook them, they go ballistic on you. Side note to fishing docks, always focus on the shade. Those fish are 99% of the time gonna be affiliated with the shade somehow. There we go. There we go. There we go. Right under the dock. Oh, shade of the dock. Okay, the next spot we're focusing on is launch ramps. We've got these little man-made launch ramps coming in, right? And that's gonna give little ledges on either side. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see which side I like better. And I got shade on this far side, so I'm gonna launch it up there real shallow. And a lot of times those fish will hang off right off the little ledges and they'll move up and down on it like it's almost like a little point. And these can be great little hot spots. And because this is weedless, a lot of times there's garbage and stuff up on these corners and everything, and I can fish this real effectively. There we go, there we go. Here we go, and I worked this bait. Because when fishing these rock banks, the biggest thing is you don't know where the spot is that these fish should be staying. When you're fishing under a dock, you kind of know the shade, you know, you can kind of have a better target. But when fishing rocks and stuff, if you're moving slow, you just might not be around fish. And so you want to kind of move them quickly. And this bait, you can definitely do that. Oh, I'm bit. There we go. And that fish was shallow. That fish was real shallow, guys. So that may be the ticket. Maybe I got to keep casting shallow, and that's going to be where my high percentage areas are gonna be. Oh, and he came off right at the end. And remember, you guys are trying to assess where you're at. You wanna know exactly the depth you get that bite, so then you can mimic that and make sure you run a pattern. Bass, when you're fishing, it's all about patterning what these bass are doing. Next, we're fishing tules. We wanna see if there's any little nuances in the tules here, okay? So we've got this tiny little, these tules stick out just a little bit. So I wanna cast that thing right in front of them. And I'm gonna work that bait real slow in front of those tules. If I don't get bit, then I'm gonna go to my next target. And I'm always looking for my next target. And my next target is gonna be a little pocket. Because these tules come out and in. And these fish, a lot of times, are gonna orient themselves either on the little subtle points or in the little pockets. And if you're not getting them on the outside, you may have to throw a little bit more into the tules. So on these next tules that are sticking out, they're actually kind of sparse. That means they're not real tight together, and I might be able to flip a nice little cast right in between them and work this bait slowly through the tules. Because sometimes these fish are gonna be tucked up really tight into them. So right now my line is right through the tules, so I'm gonna slowly bring this bait in through there, and because it's weedless, we should be able to work this bait right in there. So I feel those tules down. You can see those tules shaking as I'm bringing it through there. And that looks like some little bait fish or crawdad or whatever working its way in there, and that's going to get the bass's interest. And now we got bit. There we go. And that's exactly what happened. There we go. Oh my Lord, he's behind. Shoot, he's behind. Shoot. Oh, he's gonna break off. No, he's still on there. He's still on there. I didn't want to set the hook because I knew he was behind the pilings. There we go. Hopefully we got a good enough hook set. That was cool. He was behind the piling right there. Nice, all right. Guys, hopefully we've proved to you that shaky head can be not only a tool to catch quite a lot of fish, but you can also use it in a lot of different locations. And is the 6-inch squirrel tail by Big Bite Baits the ultimate shaky head worm? I don't doubt it, man. This thing with the floating tail, it just really does everything you need a shaky head bait to do. I'm Travis with Lucky Tackle Box. If you enjoyed this video, throw us a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and to watch more videos, there should be some links on the page.
Flashback lures. And it's a nice one too. Oh my goodness. Oh, whoa. Oh my, tell me you got that.
Got it.
Oh my goodness.
What's up? What's up, bro? What's up? What's up, man? You don't work out, dude? You don't work out? No, man. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought, bro. Come on. Huh. He didn't want none, people. He didn't want none. This is my fishing spot.